Hi, everyone. Judge Andrew Napolitano here for Judging Freedom. Today is Thursday, August 18, 2022. It's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon here on the East Coast of the United States. This is our regular weekly interview with Dr. Joel Wallagh, which is proving to be very popular. Dr. Wallagh is a neuropathic physician who, for his lifetime, for his career, has caused people to use the body's own abilities combined with natural sources to cure all sorts of ailments. Today we're going to discuss diabetes. Dr. Wallagh offers for sale 5,000 different supplements and vitamins to help the body, to cause the body to cure itself of whatever ailments are attacking it. You can see what's available at judginghealth.com. Dr. Wallagh's company, Longevity, is partnering with Judging Freedom, and you can reach all of his products at the website, which you see on the lower part of your screen at judginghealth.com. We'll talk about the website in a few minutes. Dr. Wallagh, it's always a pleasure, my dear friend. Welcome back to Judging Freedom.
Well, you're a great international person of great experience, and everybody loves you and respects you. And just can't tell you what an honor it is to be working with you.
Oh, thank you. I buy a lot of newspapers each morning, and I live out in the country. I was in this little grocery store that holds them for me each morning, and a woman came up to me and said, "I can't thank you enough for Dr. Wallagh. What he told me about arthritis, I went right to the website. I forget what she told me she got, but she began to feel relief within days of her having purchased it, which was within hours of her having observed our last session together, which was on arthritis. So I was ecstatic to hear that, and I trust it's anecdote. It's just anecdotal, but I trust many people feel similarly. In fact, I know they do. So let's start. Today's subject is diabetes. What is diabetes? What causes it? How do you know if you have it?
Okay, well, the simple definition of diabetes is you have high blood sugar. Blood sugar is elevated. But it's not genetic. It's not autoimmune. It's not caused by aging. It's a simple nutritional deficiency. It's a simple nutritional deficiency, no matter how you look at it. 99.9% of diabetes is type 2 diabetes. Less than 1% of diabetes is type 1 diabetes, which is a birth defect. It's not a genetic birth defect. Mama's missing stuff when the beta cells are being formed in the islets of Langerhans of the embryonic pancreas. She doesn't have enough of that nutrition to create enough insulin, and so the baby's born with type 1 diabetes. Less than 1% of Americans have type 1 diabetes. 99.9% are type 2 diabetics. Now, when you're a type 2 diabetic, you lose 10 years of your life. Instead of your life expectancy being 75 like everybody else's, it's 65. If you're a type 1 diabetic, your life expectancy is 55 instead of 75.
Wow.
Okay. And so it pays to pay attention to the details here and get rid of all the bad stuff to maximize absorption and take the program to make sure you get everything you need. Now, the problem we have, Your Honor, is that these nutritional minerals do not occur in a uniform blanket around the crust of the earth. They occur in veins like gold and silver. And you can be eating the same recipe that your twin brother or twin sister is eating, and they live in Pennsylvania and you live in Wyoming, and you have 20 different diseases you're going to all these doctors for, and the one in Pennsylvania is not going to any doctor, doesn't have any diseases, because she or he might be getting 25 or 30 or 40 different minerals, and you're only getting 3. Okay, and so that's the problem. It's kind of depends on where you live and what you eat and so forth. So it's imperative to consciously take everything, and that way you know you're getting it. You can only guarantee you're getting it if you take it. And so that's why we came up with these programs, the basic program that everybody needs to be on. Everybody, how many people put dirt from Texas in their car to save some money? It's only 10 cents a quart for dirt from Texas. Nobody does that. They put oil in their car. Well, you got to do the same way with yourself. Don't treat your car better than you're treating yourself. So I like that Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. It has 215 nutrients and it covers the waterfront, so to speak. And take one dose per 100 pounds of body weight. If you weigh 150, I'd go with 2 doses. And then also, you need to make sure you're taking what we call the secret sauces. We have secret sauces for 600 different diseases,
All
including
right,
diabetes.
before you get to the secret sauces, how would somebody, if they don't see a doctor regularly, how would somebody know that they have high blood sugar? My little Chris is here. There he is. Come on, get on the camera, Chris. How would, he's half German Shepherd and half Beagle, but he's very, very feisty. 2.5 years old. Love him.
Okay.
How would anyone know that they have high blood sugar if they don't go to a doctor and get their blood tested? Or stated differently, what are the symptoms of diabetes?
Okay. Well,
Type 2.
Your Honor, this is very, very, very easy. One of the symptoms of type 2 diabetes is urinating a lot. Okay. You have high blood pressure, it causes you to urinate a lot. Okay. And if you get low blood sugar, you get headaches and dizziness and want to be sleepy and all that kind of stuff. You don't want to be driving if you have low blood sugar because you'll fall asleep and get in a crash. That's what causes a lot of these crossing over the middle line crashes. Okay, as people have hypoglycemia, low blood sugar, and they fall asleep and cross the center line and create an accident which can kill people or themselves or major damage and so on. But how you can tell yourself, everybody should do this. You should just give yourself an examination at least once a year. You might want to do it once every 3 months. You can go to a pharmacy without a prescription, and you can buy test strips for sticking yourself in the finger. It'll tell you how to do it and so forth. It costs like $1.30 per test. And then they also have the test strip for urine, and test your urine, see if there's any sugar in your urine. Okay, if you have diabetes, you're going to have sugar in your urine. And it's only costs like $1.30 for test strip. Okay, it's not like it's expensive. You can do it yourself. And again, we have CDs. We have books that tell you how to do all this. You know, Let's Play Doctor tells you how to do that. The book Let's Play Doctor.
Are there other symptoms besides frequent urination? And is frequent urination a symptom both in men and women?
A symptom in both men and women when you have diabetes. Okay, that's one of the most common symptoms. Okay. You can have headaches and all that kind of stuff, which are less specific, but you do need to say, okay, I better check my blood sugar here. And so go to the pharmacy without a prescription, get the test strips either for your sugar, stick your finger, or for urine. Okay. You pee in a cup and then to stick the test strip down in that cup, and in like 30 seconds, it'll give you the answer very, very quickly. And so this is not difficult.
What causes high blood sugar? Is it a diet, or is it genetic?
No, it's not genetic. It's a nutritional deficiency. And it depends on what you eat and what you're not getting in the food you're eating. Okay, if you're not supplementing with these nutrients, and that's why we like the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, because it contains these nutrients that will prevent diabetes. It'll reverse diabetes because it has these nutrients in them. They're very specific. Okay. I love it when people, Your Honor, they say, oh, I supplement every day. Really? What do you supplement with? Oh, I take vitamin C every day. Well, what about the other 89 nutrients? Well, my doctor said I can get everything I need just by eating well. Well, your doctor needs to have his license taken away from him because that's not true. Okay, now, what happened? Well, this goes back to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday, September 4th, 1882, on Pearl Street in New York City, in the bluff overlooking the construction of the Brooklyn Bridge, when Thomas Edison pulled the switch on the first commercial electric generator plant. Before we had electricity, Your Honor, we had wood and coal and that kind of stuff. And Grandma would take the ashes from the wood stove and the fireplace and the fire pit and put the wood ashes and the coal ashes into the garden. And we're putting those minerals, because the ashes were 98% minerals, only 2 or 3% carbon. Okay. And the carrots and the corn and the cucumbers and the tomatoes and everything would suck up all those minerals, and you'd get your minerals by eating those foods that were fertilized with the wood ashes and the coal ashes. And then Grandma would also put wood ashes and coal ashes into your soup, into your cereal in the morning, hot cereal, as a spice, but also you were getting the minerals that way. Well, once we went to electricity, the doctors didn't make up the difference. They said, okay, now we have to replace your source of minerals you've been using for thousands of years. Okay. And so now we have to give you vitamins and minerals to take orally to make up for what you're not getting in your food anymore because you have electricity. They never did that.
All right. So I'm scratching my head. So I love to burn. I have a lot of fireplaces in this old home, and I love to burn one of them all the time in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
Can I take the ashes and put them in soup or in tomato sauce?
Yes, you can. And you can also put them in your garden. Let's say you just have a half barrel sitting on the porch or something like that, and you're growing tomatoes. Put some of those wood ashes or coal ashes into that um, little garden you have on your porch. And so even people who live in an apartment building can do that with a half a barrel, the tomatoes and cucumbers and beans and um, things like green and red bell peppers and stuff like that. Fertilize them with those wood ashes. You're going to get minerals that way. Now you don't know which ones you're getting because you don't know which minerals are in the wood, but you know there's minerals there. So you still
Okay.
should consciously take the minerals, the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, and then if you have diabetes, you want to take the let's see here, you want to take the Sweeties. Okay, the Sweeties, take 3 of those twice a day per 100 pounds of body weight, and just within days it'll bring everything right into line.
What is the myth, or maybe it's not a myth, so I shouldn't label it. I'll let you label it. What is the basis for the belief that eating sweets produces diabetes?
Okay, well, when you eat sweets, your blood sugar goes up. Okay, if you don't have the nutrients necessary for your body to deal with the sugar, you can't handle it, so your blood sugar goes up. Okay, but if you have all the nutrients you need for all your biochemical equipment to work properly, you can handle a little bit of sugar because you have your own insulin in your pancreas. Okay, your cells will also burn the sugar if you have the stuff available. But it's kind of by gosh, by golly, you don't know what minerals are in those wood ashes because you don't know where the wood came from that they burned or you burned. And so you don't know what's in the soil there. You have to have a soil analysis or an analysis of the ashes to know what's in there. So that's kind of like a plus. When you take wood ashes, it's a plus. Okay. And so, but if you take healthy blood sugar pack, which is a healthy start pack and the sweeties, that's our most economical way to do that. But if you have other issues, I'd go with the healthy brain and heart pack and the sweeties.
Okay, so I have a friend. I'm not going to mention his name. 72-year-old male, a college professor, who just had his one of his legs removed below the knee because of diabetes. Now, why did the doctors do that? And how did this dreadful situation come about that the doctors wanted to and talked him into performing surgery as radical and irreversible as the removal of half of his leg?
Okay. Well, what happens when you have a constant high levels of blood sugar, you get an inflammation in the lining of your blood vessels, and you get plaque in your blood vessels. It's not cholesterol that causes plaque in your blood vessels. It's inflammation that's caused by high levels of sugar, that kind of stuff. And so when you have high levels of sugar, your blood vessels, your arteries, your veins get the, the blockages, and you cut off the blood flow by the blockages, shutting off the blood flow. But if we'd have put him on the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets and gotten him on the Sweeties, I believe we could have saved his leg.
Wow.
Even if he had open ulcers on his feet and draining and all that kind of stuff, I believe we could have saved his leg if he had done that.
So he stubbed his toe by
Mm-hmm.
accident. This was before the diabetes was discovered, and the toe turned black.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the doctor. The doctor said you have diabetes. I'm not sure what else they told him, but 6 months later he was having this radical,
Mm-hmm.
irreversible surgery.
Yeah. Okay. Well, when you get symptoms like that, he had blockages of the arteries and veins in his feet, and when he stubbed his toe, he had some hemorrhage. That's why his foot turned black, because he had hemorrhage. It was bruised. Okay. And so when you have bruising, that's caused by hemorrhaging, and those are the sort of things you see when you have diabetes.
Isn't
Okay.
it isn't it malpractice for his physicians to have let the diabetes get so bad that they had to cut his leg off rather than suggesting the mineral treatment that you just told us about?
Well, it would have been ideal to do the mineral treatment first, okay, and also give him the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets first to get the blood flowing through the blocked arteries in his legs and feet. And I believe we could have saved his legs. I mean, we saved the legs and the arms and hands and feet of so many people in the world by just doing these little simple things. But, you know, doctors get the tuition money to keep their kids in college by doing amputations.
How many people have diabetes in the country today?
Okay, diabetes today in America is 37.3 million cases in the United States. 37.3 million cases. That's 11.3% of our population. Here's the one that's scary, Your Honor. We have 96 million pre-diabetics in America. That's just about a third of our population. Okay, and it costs us $342 billion a year just to treat the symptoms of diabetes, not to prevent it or cure it, just to treat the symptoms, just to lower the blood sugar. It costs us $342 billion a year. Cancer, it only costs $190. No, 190 billion, excuse me, $190 billion a year. It's about half.
All right.
Okay?
So what does it mean to be a pre-diabetic?
Okay, a pre-diabetic is you have your blood sugars just on that line where another couple of points you'd be diagnosed as a diabetic. So a pre-diabetic, instead of your blood sugar being 65, 70, it might be 80, something like that, because you're getting close to 100.
So if a person is pre-diabetic, are there minerals to prescribe to reverse at judginghealth.com to reverse that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They need to take the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack for the basic need for all those 215 nutrients. Then they need the Sweeties. I'd have them take 3 of those twice a day. And they need to be taking, measurements of their blood sugar and their urine sugar, with these little test strips that they get from the pharmacy without a prescription. It only costs $1.30 each. I think they come in bottles of 3 and 5 and 10 and so forth. Very easy. Again, the cost of dealing with these 96 million people with prediabetes and 37.3 million people with type 2 diabetes, that's $342 billion a year we spend just to treat the symptoms. And, in these some of these other countries, based on their population, the percentages are about the same if they live on a diet that's based on stuff that countries are, like European countries, Canada, United States. We're talking about the countries that are very well, which they say, laced when it comes to finances and cash flow and stuff like that.
Right.
Okay, when you have countries with lots of money, you're going to see more diabetes.
Wow. Dr. Wallach, some of this is terrifying, but it all is so helpful. How I wish my friend had known of you and your good work before the radical surgery that he had. And I hope people watching and listening now will go to judginghealth.com. We'll consult. That's what the website looks like. There are 5,000 supplements there, and there are people to speak with on the phone as you are being guided through the website. Dr. Wallach, it's always a pleasure. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you during the week so that we know what you're going to talk about next week. But until that time, all the best to you, my friend.
God bless you, sir. You are one of God's greatest angels, and we love you and appreciate you and respect you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Right back at you. Thank you. Judge Napolitano for Judging Health and for Judging Freedom.